Hello everyone, welcome to the introduction to the CAEL test. This has been prepared by Trent ESL, Trent University in Peterborough, Ontario, Canada, and my name is Judy. This is general information about the CAEL test. What is the CAEL test? The CAEL is an acronym for Canadian Academic English Language. It is a Canadian test created at Carleton University in Ottawa, Canada. It is a test of how well you can use the English language in a Canadian academic setting, a university or college, and all the content is academic. On the CAEL exam, you will do the things you must do in a university course: reading, listening, and writing. The CAEL exam at Trent. When you first come to Trent, you must take the CAEL to find out your level of English. At the end of each term, you can also choose to take the CAEL. How is the CAEL different from other exams? You may have taken other language tests, such as TOEFL, TOEIC, IELTS, Michigan, etc. The CAEL is different. The CAEL tests academic English, not general English. There is no grammar section on the CAEL. There are sections on reading, listening, and writing. And everything on the CAEL is on the same topic. What is on the CAEL? Every CAEL test is a little bit different, but every CAEL has the three sections of reading, listening, and writing. Reading is 2 or 3 readings, so 2 or 3 articles, each 10 or 3 minutes long with questions to answer. The listening is a lecture, a recorded lecture of 20 minutes long. And the writing is a short essay, which is timed at 45 minutes, and ideally you write 1 or 2 pages. The CAEL test topics. The entire CAEL is on the same topic. This is to say that the readings, lecture, and essay will all be related to this one same topic. The topics are academic, and they could be things like, for example, sleep, left-handedness, brain chemistry. It is important to know that you do not need to know anything about this topic to be successful on the CAEL before you start the exam. All the information you need is given to you during the exam. So, if you don't know anything about the topic of the test, don't worry, you will get all the information you need. Taking the test. The CAEL takes about 2.5 hours from start to finish. All test takers work on the same section at the same time, so everyone's doing reading at the same time or listening or writing. If you finish a section early, you may check your answers from earlier sections, but you must not go to the next section. So you can always go backwards and look at work that you've done, but you cannot go forward into sections you have not done yet. You may not leave the room during the CAEL test. If you do, unfortunately, you cannot come back. Your CAEL score, the value of each section is as follows. The reading is weighed at 25%, the listening at 25%, and the writing is 50%. So obviously it is the most important section of the exam. Good luck.